And Arjun, well, it brought him a lot of success yesterday, but he's continuing with his Reti. And this one is a reverse Grunfeld. And
right.
You are a big expert on a Grunfeld.
I am.
I hate this opening with a passion, but I see that it's very effective.
It is very effective. This is a King's Indian attack here. In fact, Queen A4 is a move played immediately, right? This is a sort of, in fact, a chessable course on this one will be Lifetime Repertoire by Kamil Plichka. Actually has a very nice course with this, what he recommends, what we're looking at right now. Now, of course, I don't like this from the white side because I like the Grunfeld with the black pieces. Not with the white pieces here. It's just a little bit different. Not as aggressive. Yeah,
but you got one extra move. What's
true.
not to like?
That's actually true, right? It's just I don't get the attacks I'm looking for. More of Grunfeld, you're more of a space and like attacking, but it's not like aggressive attacking. King, it's more just all over the board type attacking, which is a little bit different. I'm just more into king attacking and aiming at the king here. But this is pretty good. Both sides are already having the pieces out, developing a little bit. Black needs to figure out where he's going to put his king. The b5 pawn is very strange, to say the least, but he did play rook c8 to get out of that Catalan bishop type structure. So.
Right. Isn't black a pawn up?
I think he is a pawn up here. 3, 6, 7, 3, 6, 7. No.
No, he's not a pawn up.
Yeah, so he grabbed that pawn back and then played b5. It just looks like he's up a pawn. That early b5 move was kind of cool because if he would have captured it, it was like some weird knight stuff because of the bishop.
And I guess it's going to be all about one side having the center. And the other side just attacking it with their pieces. And there we see just a flurry of moves. H6, bishop takes knight. That has to be played. That is the point of this whole setup. And then probably knight to... Where do you want to go? Do you want to go e3 and then back it up with knight e4? Yep, e3 played.
Very solid.
And a4 undermining the b5 pawn. And Levon will not touch that pawn with a barge pole. Just will not go there. Instead, we'll just focus on playing knight e4 and just utilizing the c5 square. Bishop goes back to e7. I mean, this is all nice stuff. And yes, black does have the bishop pair, but the light square bishop on d7 is so bad.
Yeah, this is a French bishop in a way, but not the French type structure. So quite different here. White definitely is for choice here, as you can just play stuff like d5, right? Try to break things up and hit the b5 pawn, c4, be a little bit weak. You also have a better, I mean, maybe not better structure, but feels like it's more stable than black structure here.
Yeah.
I like queen b6.
Queen b6 is a nice move connecting the rooks. I'm a big fan of connecting the rooks. Anyone who's studied my games knows that I try to get it as quickly as possible. And white's pawn structure, fantastic.
Absolutely.
But I suspect that Arjun will play it in a more slow, solid way. I think that he might play it. Yeah, but this move works because after bishop takes knight, there is a hit on the d7 bishop.
That's correct.
And like something that is kind of quite common, especially in the Catalan structures, is that white often will go h4, h5, just to secure all the light squares on the king side.
That's right. h4, h5, looking very positional. And you also maybe g4, g5, of course, me being aggressive, but...
with pieces.
With
pieces, you know, you move the bishop to e4 and then drop it back and then checkmate.
Very nice.
Yeah. But everything has its time. And there we see that Levon did in fact trade off that bishop for the knight. And, well, Levon has a target. And taking a look at the clock situation, well, are my eyes deceiving me? Is this the first time that we've seen Levon Aronian down on time?
Yeah, it's usually against Arjun too as well. It's just like he's so strong here, so he definitely uses a little bit more time and understands that Arjun is a force to be reckoned with. So, and their styles are a little bit different here, so Arjun's able to create problems for Levon here. In every game, in fact, it's been like that, and this one is honestly no different. White just definitely for choice. I'm about to double the rooks. Okay, c5 and b5 pawn are both, quite weak here, but I think it's quite level, and I actually think this will be a draw, believe it or not.
Well, that result would favor Levon Aronian.
Correct. Arjun really doesn't want to draw.
He needs to win, and here I'm suspecting that he might put his... I was wondering whether he could line up the rooks together, but instead he's maneuvered his pieces. Knight d2, heading to e4, and we see a trade. big question on the d6 pawn. What do you think? Weakness?
It
Strength?
definitely is weak. It's definitely
Or,
weak.
hang on a second, I'm a little bit worried for Arjun's position because b4, c3 is also on tap.
That's what he wants. That's exactly what he wants. That's why he stopped to think here a little bit. Actually, we have Arjun on the move, thinking about what to do. b4, c3 is a real threat here. 94 probably is a move, but it doesn't really stop the c3 move at all, in fact. We even have even f5 ourselves.
94
it
played.
seems right, I mean, of course, but it's just not the, now f5 is really on tap here to get rid of this d6 pawn. Rook d1, defend, so now f5 doesn't really hit the same.
No, knight c5 is coming, but knight d3, that is a disruptor. and then Arjun is like, yeah, you know what? I cannot let that knight sit there, and I'm going to try and destabilize it. But again, I agree with you. I do think it looks like it's on the verge of fizzling out. f5, knight c3, rook takes d6. Can that be played?
It can be played. Rook takes d6, and I'm trying to figure out what happens after. Whoa, he doesn't do it though. Doesn't do it. Maybe take and like a bishop f1. And we have a trade now. And wait a second. Hold on, buddy.
Still a problem. And actually, maybe Levon's been
here.
super clever about it because he's actually managed to preserve his extra pawn.
He does. He does. How do I actually? Yeah, we have to do. Oh, wait. Where did that pawn go? It just disappeared.
It left the board.
There we go. Rook b1. This
Rook
is the live
d8.
position.
And okay, knight takes pawn is not possible because of the pin against the knight.
Well, we could actually and go back to knight c3.
Yeah.
But
Oh no! Hang on a second. There's going to be bishop
Fizzles
takes. Bishop takes knight.
Oh, takes right.
And then
knight
problems
d2.
with the back rank.
That's why he plays h4.
Yeah.
And then we have knight d6 in the live position.
Yeah, and the player is now hovering around the 30 second, and it just jumped up for Levon, 15 seconds.
This might be, what just happened? What happened to the f pawn? Man, it's moving so fast. King e7.
E4.
E4, that's what happened. Okay, f takes. And yeah, his king wanted to walk here, but now it's going to be harder to do.
Well, it can still get there via f6, e4, e5.
This way. And then just kind of bully the pawn. Maybe white do the same. Try to sit here and stick around. But white's on the defense here. Arjun might lose this.
This is not the situation you want, especially when you're a pawn down. A pawn down and also a point down on the overall standings.
And time down now.
And time.
Quite difficult.
Yes, and ticking down to
Let's go to live position here.
19 seconds.
Bishop f3.
And just look
Easy,
how it feels like we're watching some postcards. You know, they look good. And then we see Levon win a pawn, and then we see him like with his rook on the 8th rank, and now we see him with c5. And are we going to get another snapshot?
Okay, we have moves. He's going around this way. My goodness, it's quite annoying. Knight to c3. King b6 is knight a4, but he might do it anyway. King a5, knight c5, king b4.
That's good.
Unbelievable. That is crazy that that's even possible.
That is great stuff. And now both players finally, same time, with 15 seconds to 10 seconds. King takes a step back to c7. I liked your idea of coming up with the king to a5. Right? Yeah. And, okay, now I like the way Levon is handling this. Just simply saying, let's make a trade. Do you want to calculate that? What are your instincts telling you, Arjun?
We also have some results. Vakhitov beats Katerina. Grisha beats Bibisar.
And Vakhitov
wins against Lagno. Another result, Sindarov beats Vincent Geimer.
And in this game, it does look like it might fizzle out to a draw.
Yes, definitely. That is, okay. It's better than losing, obviously, but it's not the result Arjun was looking for. Definitely wanted to try to level the score.
And the brick was on b8, and now it's on c2.
Right. Don't try this at home, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Is he queening? Wait a second. I think he's just queening. Is it a check fest? No, you can't. He's going to run out of checks. And I think he just shook hands there.
And there we see it. Levon Aronian wins.
Levon Aronian here, winning,
and
it's
by
going
my
crazy.
calculation, that means he is the overall champion.
Wow,
He will be the one walking away with that 20,300,000 Dengue.